My name is Elena Harper, and 3 months ago, my sister sent out engagement party invitations with a handwritten note at the bottom of mine. Please don't attend, it would make things easier. I read it 3 times before I understood it was real. The envelope had been thick, elegant, cream-colored, gold-embossed lettering. My sister Olivia had always loved drama, even in stationery. I thought maybe it was a mistake, a printing error. It wasn't. The note was written in her handwriting, small, controlled, deliberate. Please don't attend. No explanation, no apology, just a quiet dismissal. I stared at it in my kitchen for a long time. Then I called my mother. She answered on the second ring. "Did you get the invitation?" she asked carefully. "Yes," I said, "with the note." Silence. Then she sighed. "Elena, it's just better this way." Better, that word again. Better like when I wasn't invited to Olivia's graduation dinner because space was limited. Better like when she moved into the condo I helped her find, but somehow I never saw the inside. Better like when she told people I was complicated. "What did I do?" I asked. "You didn't do anything," Mom replied quickly. "Olivia just doesn't want tension at her engagement party." Tension? She thinks your presence might distract from the celebration. Distract. That was new. I hadn't fought with Olivia. I hadn't insulted her fiancé. I hadn't even spoken to her much in the past year. I simply existed, and apparently that was enough. That night, I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I folded the invitation back into its envelope and placed it in a drawer. And I decided I would not beg for a seat at a table where I wasn't wanted. The party was scheduled for a Saturday evening at an upscale vineyard just outside the city. Candlelit patio, string lights, live quartet. Very Olivia. I made other plans that night. Or at least I pretended to. 3 days before the party, my phone rang. Unknown number. I almost didn't answer. "Hello? Is this Elena Harper?" a man's voice asked. "Yes. This is Marcus Delaney. I'm the venue owner for Rosewood Vineyards." My stomach tightened slightly. "Yes?" There was a pause. "I'm calling regarding the engagement event this Saturday." I swallowed. "I'm not attending." "I understand, but your name is listed as the primary contract holder." Silence. "What?" "The reservation contract for Saturday evening, signed 6 months ago, under your name." I felt the air leave my lungs. "That's not possible." "I just wanted to confirm final payment details," he continued. "The remaining balance is due tomorrow." "How much?" $28,400. My hand gripped the counter. "I never signed anything." Another pause. "Your signature is on the contract." I closed my eyes. "Can you email it to me?" "Of course." The email arrived within minutes. I opened the PDF. There it was, my full legal name, my address, my email, and a signature that looked like mine, almost, but something about the curve of the E was off. My chest tightened. "I did not sign this," I said firmly when I called him back. He sounded concerned now. "Ma'am, the contract was submitted in person, deposit paid from a joint account ending in 4421. That was my old shared account with my mother, the one I had closed last year. I felt something click into place. Who submitted it? A woman, early 30s, blonde. She identified herself as you. Olivia, my sister. I didn't feel anger at first. I felt something colder, understanding. I thanked him and hung up. Then I called my mother. "Why is my name on Olivia's engagement venue contract?" Silence, then breathing. "Elena, we were going to tell you." "When?" "After the wedding." The words hit like ice. "You used my name." "It was easier for financing," she rushed. "Olivia's credit score isn't strong right now. It's temporary." Temporary, the favorite family word. "You forged my signature." "It's not forging if it's family." I actually laughed, a small, humorless sound. "Did Olivia know?" Another pause. "Yes." I hung up. The next morning, I drove to Rosewood Vineyards. Marcus met me at his office. He was polite but cautious. "I need to understand what's happening," he said. I laid out my driver's license, recent documents, and the contract. Compare the signatures. He did. The room went quiet. They're similar, he admitted, but not identical, I said calmly, and this isn't my current address. He leaned back slowly. I don't want legal issues. You already have one, I replied gently. I didn't threaten, I didn't yell, I simply stated facts. Then I asked him one question. If payment isn't completed, what happens? The event is canceled. And refunds? Non-refundable deposit. I nodded. How much was the deposit? $10,000. Paid from the old joint account, which had contained my inheritance from my grandmother. I looked up at him. Do not process any further payments. Saturday arrived. I stayed home. At 4:17 p.m., my phone rang. It was Olivia. She sounded panicked. Where are you? At home. You need to fix this. Fix what? The venue says there's an issue with payment. Yes, I said calmly, there is. Her breathing grew sharp. Why didn't you transfer the balance? Because I never agreed to. You're ruining my engagement. No, I said softly, you did. The call ended abruptly. An hour later, my mother called crying. Guests had arrived, decorations were half set, the quartet had been sent home. Marcus had refused to proceed without payment confirmation from the legal contract holder, me. By 6:30 p.m., the event was officially canceled. Social media began buzzing. What happened? Why was it called off? Olivia posted nothing, but people talk. They always do. The next morning, Dad showed up at my apartment. You embarrassed your sister. I looked at him steadily. She used my identity. It was just paperwork. It was fraud. His jaw tightened. You could have handled this privately. You could have asked me. Silence. For the first time, he had no argument. 2 weeks later, Olivia's fiancé called off the wedding. Apparently, this wasn't the first financial shortcut she had taken. There were credit cards he didn't know about, loans in her name. Now this. Trust once broken rarely returns. Mom stopped calling. Dad sent one message. We didn't think you'd go this far. I replied with 5 words. You went first. Months passed. The Vineyard posted photos of a different couple's event that weekend. It looked beautiful. I didn't feel revenge, I felt clarity. Family is not allowed to use your name without your consent. Not for loans, not for mortgages, not for weddings. Because the real betrayal wasn't the invitation that told me not to attend. It was the contract that assumed I would quietly pay anyway. And here's the part no one expected. Marcus called me again 2 months later. We have an opening next spring, he said lightly, if you ever want to host something here. I smiled. I'll make sure the contract is in my name, and this time, it will be my signature.